going to go out there tomorrow night. I'm going to continue to do what I do, knock people out.
The rematch between Julio Tenori and Mark Irwin.
An epic showdown that left fans breathless.
I'm going to give it to Mark.
Last time, they gave it everything they had. Blood was spilled, and a fierce battle was fought.
Shot from the challenger.
Now, the rematch is here. Julio Tenori emerged victorious, showcasing his relentless power and skill. But Mark Irwin, despite a severe hematoma, fought with the heart of a champion, refusing to back down. This is more than a fight. The stage is set for a rematch that promises to be even more explosive.
Welcome to the Original Fighter's Voice. I'm your host, Don Mcguire. We have a legend in house, man. I am so honored. It's Macho time, baby. You know, for
Hey, Don, you
for
the
those
legend,
that don't
Don.
know, it's
You the
always
legend.
Macho
You the
time.
Hall of Famer. You the legend, the Hall of Famer. Let's make that clear.
Well, you know, my brother, I loved your father, and I love you, but I wanted to make tonight's show very special for you. And so, without further ado, I'm going to bring somebody that not only refereed your father, but also refereed you. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring on the one and only Mr. Bill Clancy.
Oh, the great Bill Clancy. I love Bill Clancy. Very classy. Bill, how you doing, man?
Brother?
It's great to see you, man. Every time I hear your name, I put a smile on my face. You're very classy, man. You're a great
It's
rep.
always good.
Great
It's always
rep.
good to be seen and not viewed, brother.
Always, man. Always, Bill. What a surprise. Don, thank you. I appreciate that.
Nah, man,
Love
you
you,
know,
Machito. Love you.
Hey, Bill, hey, nothing but respect, man. We bumped into a couple of times. We seen each other. Hey, you the class act, always been. Always been. No matter how many big fights you referee, no matter how many world title fights you work, you remain the same person. That's hard in this business.
That's me, brother. That's me.
Yes, yes.
I will never change, ever.
Legend. Legend as well. Legend.
Thank you, brother.
you know,
Thank you.
you know, Bill, what would you like? I know it's emotional for you, bro, because he loved you and your father, man. He really did.
Yeah.
But Bill, what was it like for you to partake in both Macho Camacho and his son's life? What was it like for you to participate in Macho time, brother?
I'm going to be totally 100% honest. When I refereed his dad obviously was the very end of his career. And he wasn't doing the right thing. He wasn't doing
In what, Bill? In what?
Junior, I want to be honest with you. Don't be mad at me.
It. No, I love it. I love it.
Honest with you, okay?
Yeah, I love being honest.
I'm being honest with you because I love you and I love your dad and I love and respect the careers, okay? But you can't be riding around drinking champagne in a chauffeur-driven limousine, okay? The night before you can't be doing that crap. You can't do that. That's what your dad, and I'm telling you, Junior, and I hate to say it, I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah.
That's what your dad did the night before the fight with Irish Chris Walsh. And
North Carolina.
Yeah, in North Carolina. It was not good. That kid came to fight. Your dad came to fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. Your dad came to fight. But how do you fight when you disrespect, what you've done all your life? You just can't do that crap, man.
I guess he was celebrating Macho time early, and he has done that most of his career. But I guess towards the tail end of his career, that's when it catches up.
And it sucks because I was so honored. I was so honored that I got selected to referee his fight. You know, your dad's a fucking legend, man. He's a legend. Always will be.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
I've refereed his fight, and knowing what I know, it sucks. It fucking sucks.
yeah, but we're beyond that now, bro. What would you
I
like
Yeah,
to
know,
no,
say?
no. You could hear the disappointment in Bill's voice. You could hear it. I mean, wow, wow. It made an
You
impact in
know,
you. Wow.
me and Bill have been friends for almost 40 years.
Yep.
Mm.
You know, I've known Bill since the creation of the NABF, and then we ran back into each other. We both got sidetracked into bare knuckle boxing because it's the new and upcoming thing. But we ran into each other in Jackson, Mississippi, and it's been nothing but sure blessings and Hall of Fames and glory since then, brother. You know, I don't know if you know this, and I hope Bill don't mind. You know, the reason I wanted him on the show tonight with you is because he did love you and your father. You know, Macho, what would you like to say to Mr. Bill Clancy before we kind of move on with our interview, brother?
No, Bill is a guy. You know, he's a straight shooter. Every time I see him, very respectful. I mean, you know, it's an honor having people like that in boxing. You know, you got all kind of characters in boxing. Bill, from when I met him for the first time to today, always showed love, always respected, you know, and I appreciate that, you know. I mean, he worked thousands of championship fights, and he remained the same person. So that alone, you know, means a lot to me.
Machito,
Yes, sir.
I love you. I love your dad. I love your family. I met your
Thank you,
whole
brother.
family, man. I've met your
Love you too,
family.
brother.
You know,
Appreciate that, man.
it's
Appreciate
okay,
Your
that. Give us some
Bill.
father,
time.
your father should still be here, man. It's sad. It's sad.
Hey, Bill, you know what? And when you said that, it kind of rang in my head. That he was the night before. That was the lifestyle he carried.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
he
I know,
knew.
most
dude, but
us
let me tell
fighters,
you.
we come
Let me
from
tell
the
you.
hood, man, uneducated. We don't know any better. We
I
don't know any
know, I
better.
know. And how fucked up is that? It's fucked up.
It's fucked up, man. They
Fucked
take
up.
the abuse that they exploit us in boxing, you know, and that just, you know, that's the crooked world we live. A beautiful sport, of ugly business. You know that, Bill.
The piece of shit that shot your dad. I hope he's dead now. I hope he's dead. I hope he is.
You know what, dude? For God's sake, you know, I'm a, you know, I'm a believer.
I know.
I let
But
God deal with it. You know, I can't blame him. I blame the streets.
that's right.
It's
That's
street
right.
sport, you know.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You know, but your dad, let me tell you something. I met when I refereed your fight, the very first time I refereed you in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Mm,
Your uncles were there.
yeah.
I met them and I got to talk to them, and they assured me that they took care of this son of a bitch, which I was very happy to. I was very happy to hear. But it still doesn't make sense. I mean,
Yeah, it
your
doesn't.
dad was amazing. I'm so happy that you're still carrying on. And let me tell you
Which ain't
something.
easy. It's not easy, Bill. People, you know, they get at me too. Your father was great. You nothing. That's part of the territory, man. But here
Fuck
I am
them.
carrying the legacy,
Who
and that's
the
what
fuck are they?
matters.
Who the fuck is anybody to say your dad was everything?
Yeah,
Who the fuck are they?
yeah. Casual boxing fans, you know how that works.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? Get in the fucking ring, get punched in the fucking face, and let's see what you think.
I tell them that every time. I
Fucking
tell that
asshole.
every time to them.
Yeah, fucking assholes. Fucking
I
assholes.
love you, Bill. Bill, I love you, man. I love your energy. Thank you, man. You
Well,
made my night,
I
that's
man.
love
what he
you.
Thank you,
I
wants.
dog.
love you
That's
so
what he
much.
wants.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love your passion. I love that you're the legend. I love your dad. He was one crazy motherfucker, man. He was a
Yeah, he
crazy
was.
motherfucker.
Yeah, he
Let me
was,
tell you
Bill.
something. I'm gonna
I
tell you
hate to say
something
it,
right
but yes, he
now.
was. And it wasn't the punches.
No, no. He was a crazy Puerto Rican motherfucker.
Yeah. When you come from Spanish
I'm gonna
Harlem,
tell
you
you
have
a
no other
story right now.
choice.
I'm gonna tell you a story right now, real quick, and then I'll get off. I was at the WBC convention in Cancun, Mexico was
Mexico.
called. It was called. What the hell was it called? It was. I can't remember what it was actually called, but there was 95 or more WBC current or former world champions, and your dad was there, and we were doing a photo shoot out on the beach, and your dad was in the hotel, and we're like, where the hell is Hector? What the God damn it, where the hell is Hector? So he comes out on his balcony and he's like, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's like, motherfucker, you're supposed to be down here doing a photo shoot. You know what he did?
What?
He starts climbing down off the balcony of his hotel room.
Wow.
Dude, I'm telling you, if he had fell, it would have killed him. It would have fucking killed him.
That sounds like him.
Yeah.
That sounds like him.
He didn't give a shit. He didn't give a shit. He climbed down the damn out. I was like, holy shit. I'm there as a nobody. And I'm like, how the fuck is he doing this shit? But he was, he was very athletic, obviously.
In good shape.
In great shape. He did it. If he didn't do it, came and got his picture taken, everything was good.
That's the Macho Man for you, Bill.
It was called Hector's, just so you can look it up on the internet. WBC Night of Champions. And your dad was there. Your dad was a big part of it. A big part of it.
Night of Champions. You remember what year was that, more or less?
I'm trying to remember. I think it was 2005. I think.
Right before
You don't even need to just Google WBC Night of Champions Cancun, and you'll get it. But your dad was a huge part of it. Huge part of it.
Yeah, we love the Suleimans. We love Mauricio. No, they just family to us,
just
man.
Lost his mom. His mom just
Jose.
passed.
Yeah, Jose. Yeah. Yes.
No, but
Mauricio doing a great thing, carrying the legacy as well. Yes.
Yeah, his mom just passed 2 days ago.
Ooh.
Yeah.
His dad passed.
Hey, Bill, is there anything you'd like to say to Hector before we kind of jump into the interview, brother?
Dude, I have so honored to have. I've refereed you, I think, once. I know once.
Yeah, North Carolina. Maybe
North Carolina. And I was so honored to do that. Your family was there. It was great to meet them. But at the same time, it was bittersweet because I had met your dad in New York. I was very good friends with Billy Costello. Yeah, and yeah.
Billy was a bad boy, Billy, his days.
Yeah, he was. He wasn't Hector Camacho, but he was a bad boy at the time.
Yeah.
And,
well, not to interrupt, but actually one of Billy Costello's trainers, partners, my adopted grandfather, Artie Lamparella, says Hector was one of the sweetest guys ever. He was a great fighter, but he was also with Billy Costello, Evander Holyfield, and those people back in the day.
Yes,
that is true.
Yes,
that's true. That is true. I just, and Don, in answering your question, I wish back then I had gotten to know Hector Sr. I wish I had. And I didn't. But that is life. But I know his son. And I love his son. And Hector, I was honored to referee you. You know me, brother.
Yes.
Be honored to referee you again. And if anyone wants to talk shit, they can talk all the shit they want. You will never get a favorable decision from me. I will referee you just like we referee anybody else. You know that.
Yes.
My reputation is impeccable, and I will not have to answer for anything. But it's an honor to know you. I was honored to meet your family in Charlotte, and God bless you, my friend.
God bless you too. Love you, but looking forward to seeing you
Love
again.
you.
Give you a big hug.
Love,
Appreciate that.
love you too. Love you too, brother.
Hey,
Legend.
Bill, before I let you go, Bill, hey, Hector, is it okay if I give Bill your phone number so he can
Hell
call you?
yeah. Hell
Okay.
yeah. Hell yeah.
I love
You
you,
know I'll be
Bill.
Hell
in touch,
yeah.
bro. You know I'll be in touch.
Yes, yes. I look forward to it.
All
Hear
right,
some
brother.
stories, some championship fights you referee. I want to hear some boxing
He-
stories, you know? I love all
Hector,
that
let me
shit.
ask you a
Listen to
question. Let me ask you a
stories.
question. You're 35 now?
I wish. Add 10 more years on that.
No, how
Yeah.
old are you? How old are you?
45 right now.
Dude,
And
seriously, you
look
need
good. Over 70 fights. Not
Yeah,
bad.
you
Not
look
bad.
good. No, you look
no, you
good.
look no, you look great, but seriously, I'm being your dad right now, okay?
Yeah.
We all have a timeline. And there's a time to stop and there's a time and I just want you to consider it, okay? I'm not disparaging you and I'm not trying to
Mhm.
disparage your career. But listen, brother, father time is no friend to anybody, okay?
100% truth.
I'm 68. I'll be 68 September 3rd.
You're a
September 19th
Virgo.
last year, I had a stroke that almost killed me. Okay?
Oh, shit.
I'm back. I'm doing everything I ever did before. I'm very lucky. My wife saved my life. But dude, let me tell you something. This is not a fucking game what we're
Game.
doing. This is
No,
not a
it's not.
fucking game, dude.
Nah.
I mean, fuck, you can get killed.
Yes.
Yeah.
We risk our lives every time we
There's
go in
no
that ring. Yes.
There's no playing this shit, man. You can play basketball, you can play baseball, you can
Can't play
play whatever
boxing.
the fuck you want to play. Dude, this is fucking life or death.
Yeah.
Most
You know
Your
what,
definitely.
Bill?
opponent is in there to fuck you up, just like you are. Okay?
Mhm.
You're in there to fuck your opponent up. And I know you don't go in there with the intention to kill him, okay? But let's just face it. That's the fucking way it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the risk we take, bro. You take 100% correct. But Bill, you
Exactly.
know, on the other side, I'm at home, I'm married life. I fight my wife almost every night. You know what I said? I said, fuck them. I'm gonna fight. Might as well make some money. I'm gonna fight. That's where
Listen,
I'm
dude.
at, Bill.
Listen. I totally respect you. If you can compete and protect yourself, okay, at the highest level. God bless you. Go make the fucking money you can make. God bless you.
It's
All
not
right,
worth it.
love you,
I hear what you're
Bill.
saying, Bill. I appreciate your advice, man.
I will tell
It's
you
not
right
worth it,
now.
but I appreciate it.
I'm the referee. I will never answer your family as to why I let you get fucking killed. Okay, that's not going to happen. But I want you to use your talent, use your skills.
Elsewhere.
If you still got them, use it, brother. Use it and make that fucking money. Make it.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you.
Love you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Love you
Love you too,
guys. I
brother.
love you both.
All right.
Love you both.
Bye.
Have a good night. Bye bye.
Hey, Don, thank you for that, man. That was cool.
Whoops. Yeah,
That was
whoops.
cool. I respect Bill. I like
I
Bill.
gotta add you back. Yeah, let me fix things. I kind of because I had to go. I wasn't able to get. I wasn't able to use my PC tonight. So okay, we're good. Why won't it add you back to the frickin' stage?
Just ring the bell, brother. Ring the bell.
Hey, Macho, can you go out and come back in?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, we'll get Macho back. Hey man, I believe in sharing love with each other. Bill Clancy is a great brother of mine, and he's ref for 43, 44 years, maybe even a little bit longer than that. But he's refereed Macho Camacho and Hector Jr. So I had to have let them talk to each other, and we're gonna get Hector back here in just a second. He should jump in now, hopefully soon. We're gonna find out. Let me see if I can get him back on here. Let me see if I could. Let's see if I can get him back on here. Yes, we did. All right.
Together.
There we go, bro.
Macho time again. You can see me, brother?
Yeah, I can see you now, bro. Let me try to fix this layout a little bit better because for some reason it's just not wanting to work. But if I do it like this, then we're golden. I just had to leave it like that because Clancy came on. The reason I did it, like I said, I love Bill Clancy. Bill Clancy's been in my life almost my whole life. And when he found out you were coming on, he asked me if he could, come on and say hi to you. And I said, well, I was going to ask you anyway, brother, because I knew you knew the family and I knew it meant the world to you. You know, everybody in life is always trying to take. Well, I love to give, brother. And I love seeing people succeed. I love seeing people conquer. I love seeing people triumph. Brother, I got a lot of comments to go through, and I didn't know that it was going to happen that way, but we're going to run through them really quick, and then I'll jump into your interview, brother.
Okay.
A good friend of mine, my family, my blood, Brian Holderson says, good evening, Don and Macho. Hey, Brian, you better get that right. It's Macho time.
Yes.
And
it's
then
still Macho time.
Always, all day, every day, baby. Robert Hernandez Jr., a matchmaker out of Denver, Colorado, he says, that's cool right there. It's pretty dope, man. And then a bare knuckle fighter, as you've seen in the intro, I do bare knuckle shows too. Chris Shaggy Gonzalez says, legendary show tonight. The original fighter's voice with Don. Hey, because the legend is on, man. The legend is on.
Appreciate that, brother.
Oh, no worries, brother. Paul Driscoll, Little Holmes, one of Larry Holmes' friend and biggest fans, says, hello, Don, and hello, Bill, and hello, Hector. This how far, we were talking about, Billy Costello, Evander Holyfield. This is my adopted grandfather right here, Mr. Artie Lamparelli, says hello. He comes from the Billy Costello days, and, he worked with him and with Evander. So it's kind of a crazy story. I know you know who Randy Commissioner Gordon is. He was
yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, Commish and him, I started watching Commish's show, and I got introduced to Artie, and my grandfather is my wife's grandfather, and he raised me, but he's gone, and I've been missing him like you do your father. So I pray to God every day to give me somebody back in my life. And God gave me another adopted grandfather because I never had a family. I want to take you back, bro, because I think this is amazing. Your original dream was to play baseball.
Yes.
You were driven. That was your motivation. What was it that changed your mind? Because you had a tremendous baseball career, but what was it was it the respect for your father that alleviated you from transitioning into baseball? What was that took you off that path, brother?
Well, Don, I was playing baseball when I lived in New York. After my 8th grade, after we graduated in 1992, my father fought Chavez that year. So he gave us a down payment to move to Orlando, Florida for a better life. So when we moved to Florida, it was like New York City. We had baseball leagues everywhere. We didn't really have that in Florida, in Orlando. So I just go to school, come home. Mother said, you know what, son? You can't just come home and do nothing. Let's do something. Let's go to the boxing gym. I said, boxing gym? Yeah, God, let's go to the gym. So I went to the boxing gym. My mother forced me to go to the gym. And went in the gym. I sparred that day, first time, and I did great in the gym sparring. It was in my blood, So definitely, my mother pushed me. So she got me the USA boxing book, amateur boxing book. She got me a punching bag at home, and so I took to the gym every day. Then from there, I started developing, and people said, "Wow, you could probably be somebody." That was in 1994. In 1996, I was the #1 fighter at 139 going to Olympic trials. So it was something that was in my blood, and I just kept on going on with it. Why I left baseball? Because the tradition, oh, you too short for baseball. You know how that goes, You too short, a little bit tall. So, I said, you know what? Boxing seemed kind of easy. In 1985, my father fought Rosario. I remember like it was yesterday. I did the ring walk with my father. When inside the ring, I did a flurry. He lifted me up in front of 19,000 fans in Madison Square Garden. I remember lifting my hands up. The whole crowd went crazy. And that stood in me. Like, I want to be like my father. I want to be somebody in life. So, along with that, the boxing, it just clicked, man. It just clicked. I just kept on going. Like, I ran with boxing. But yes, I love baseball. I still watch baseball. I'm still a baseball head, a fanatic. New York Yankee baseball. So yeah, man. I guess any little young Puerto Rican kid want to be like Pedro Clemente, But we love baseball, man. It's something that's in our blood.
Well, I mean, a lot of Puerto Ricans are in the major leagues, bro. A lot of Puerto Ricans can play some baseball, and even in the boxing world. Look at your family. Look at the Trinidad's. But
yes,
I think it's kind of cool, man. I want to take a step back if we can, before I get to the rest of these comments. I think it was tremendous when your father fought Yuri Boy Campos, and it came to a draw.
Yeah.
But only for a short time later for a young Hector, Macho Camacho to beat Yuri Boy, Campos in a fight. How gratifying was that for you, mijo, to beat somebody that took your dad to a draw? And what did that moment mean to
you? You know what? After my father fought Campus, I got a call, maybe like a month after. And I got a call and they said, from Campus people, are you interested in fighting you by Campus? I said, huh? Campus, you just fought my father. Yeah, but he want to fight you now. Really? So I called my father. I said, Pops, listen, man. They just called me just now to fight Campus. My father told me, no, take that fight. You see me go in the ring. I wasn't in great condition. It was tough for me. Don't think he's gonna beat you. When my father told me Campus gonna beat me, man, that just sparked a fire in me. I said, I'm taking a fight. I'm gonna take the fight. Show you you're not gonna beat me. And I took it. It was great. It was great, man, getting the win. I didn't train about 6 weeks for that fight. So I got the win. It felt great to do something my father couldn't do, and actually get a win. So that felt good. At the same time, I still humble with it because I know my father getting pissed off at me, I'm Mr. Big Shot now because I beat Campus. I didn't want that. So, it was a touching fight. I felt good with the win. I just held it in and kept on moving. It was a great name put on my record. I mean, Campus fought some of the greatest fighters, man. He fought the Trinidad De La Hoyas, the Macho Camacho, you know what I'm saying? The Fernando Vargas. So, yeah, Campus is a big name.
Yeah, he was in that time. And, can I try to get a little bit deeper? Did you have a moment with your father after your win? Did you have a moment to speak with him? And if you did, what did he say to you, bro?
He didn't show up to the fight. After the fight, I called him. He usually calls me. I guess he didn't have too much to tell me that day. But my pops had a funny way of showing love. I guess that's the fact that he didn't have like a father figure next to him all the time, So, we never spoke about that fight. I never wanted to start anything up with him, make him feel uncomfortable because I beat Campus and he fought Campus to a draw. So I never brought that up really. I just kept it quiet, just let it be. But we never spoke on that fight. Never.
Let's take that fight completely out of the picture. You've had a tremendous career. So with that being said, we'll take the Campus fight out of it. Now that you sit back here and we're talking about your career in the early days, what fight did mean the most to you? What fight was the most relevant? I guess the best way to put it is what fight would you say that you felt put Camacho Jr. forward and let the world see what you were capable of?
There was a couple of them, but the one fight that sticks out the most, and I remember from 1992 when Chavez Sr. beat my father. I was hurt. I seen that fight live at that time. I thought my father was invincible. It was Macho time, and Chavez proved he was a better fighter that night. So that pain stuck with me for years, man. And I tried to get the Chavez fight for years. I even fought at the undercard when he fought Costa Soup. I fought the undercard against Philip Holiday, a former world champion. And I thought we were going to fight Chavez next. Then Chavez retired. So at this point, I said, let me go after Junior then. So I tried to get Chavez Jr. That fight never panned out. I went after his other son, Omar Chavez. We signed the contract. The fight was gonna happen. He fell to rehab. That never happened. So at this point, I wanted any kind of Chavez to get my revenge. Jackie, Pedro, Frank. I didn't care who. What was their name? I wanted the Chavez on my record. And it just so happened, toward the end of my career, Chavez reached out to me and said, "You know what? I do exhibition." And like I said, to this day, that's the biggest fight. That's my highlight in my career. When I came into boxing, Bill, when I came into boxing, Don, I didn't have no chances, or I didn't have no inspiration to be 3-time world champion or 4-time world champion. No, I want to be known for myself as Hector Camacho Jr. Because when I was small, walking the streets in New York, I used to get stopped. Oh, that's Camacho's son. Oh, little Macho's son, little Macho. As I would get there, hello, I'm Hector Jr. I'm Hector. I'm something. I'm me. I was over there. That's Camacho's son. So I want to be known for myself. And yeah, I guess the Chavez fight, like the ice on the cake, in my career.
As a journalist for 24 years now, just about 24 years,
Wow.
I've interviewed so many father and son combinations, and I know you wanted to fight Chavez and this and that, and you and your dad were iconic in the industry. But I do got to talk about a moment that kind of made me feel kind of tremendous. And it was with the National Boxing Hall of Fame, and this is the only thing I'm going to talk about it. There's a young gentleman by the name of Nate Wren, who's a tremendous pro boxer and a photographer. And
What's his
he
name?
works with Nate Wren.
Oh, Nate Wren for California. Great runner.
Yeah.
He's a runner.
Yeah, he runs marathons too in memory of his fallen friends. Yeah.
Yes.
And so I started working with Nate about 6-7 years ago, and I can't take his talent. All I could do is tell him not to make the mistakes that I did and show him the right ropes, Well, here we sit today. Nate Wren is a 2-time Hall of Famer at 33.
Really?
Yeah, and it's incredible. Well, a lot of people want to show up that do what we do, and they want to walk around and have a drink in their hand and party and do it. No, you get paid to work. You show up, you go to your place, you work. That's what gets you somewhere in this sport. But a lot of people they come 3 years, they're gone. Here I've been for December 12th will be my 41st year in this industry. Me and you, when we were talking yesterday, we had a story. I told you a story, and this is true. Back in 1992, when I was in Cancun with my family on vacation, I had my hair done like you, and I had a little pompadour with a little curl in the front, and I was pretty strapping. I weighed about 200 pounds, and everywhere we went in Cancun, everybody was screaming Macho Camacho, and we're just looking. I'm looking for your dad, bro. I'm looking for your dad everywhere, and it was like my wife goes, "I think they're talking to you, Don." And everywhere we went, bro, I didn't have to pay for nothing. We would go to a convenience store. The guy would pull out a bottle of El Presidente and pour me a shot and give it to him. And I'm like, this is kind of cool, And even when we were leaving, we were getting at the airport, and everybody in the airport was screaming Macho Camacho, because the airport in Cancun at that time, you land in the middle of a tropical rainforest on the dirt.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But what's it like for you to be the son of such a legend? Your father was so iconic. How hard is it for you to walk in those footsteps? And I know you're like me and you try to live up to those standards. How hard is it for a young junior to emulate his father and to look up to him?
You know what, Don? It's I wouldn't change it. Great feeling to know what my father became. Even it hit me in his death when I had so many calls, so many messages everywhere I went. We love you. People cried on me. I mean, it's humbling, man. You know what? It's very humbling. But I learned from my father. He was a humble guy. With that showmanship, he was humble. He just take time out, talk to the fans, sign an autograph. We'll be there for long. He even missed flights, I remember, signing autograph. Probably gonna miss the flight. That's okay, it's okay. He was humble, man, and I seen that. You know what? But I guess part of me growing up, when I was young, I grew up in the streets of Spanish Harlem, New York. I wasn't allowed to tell people my father was Macho Camacho. Because my grandmother was scared they're going to kidnap me, or, it was always that. So I had to stay quiet of who I was. So I grew up, in the Spanish Harlem, the projects. Every time my father fought, yeah, I get on the plane, I go to the big fights, I stay in a big hotel, and then go back to the real world, which going back to the house where we lived at in the projects. So that kept me humble all times, analyzing my father's life, how fast it went and how fast it came and went. You can be here tomorrow, we'll be here today, and tomorrow you're gone. So that just kept me humble, man. But it's a great feeling, man, that he's loved everywhere. I mean, it's overwhelming sometimes, like wow, sometimes I sit down, watch his fights, and like wow, wow, stay like wow. I made the moon a legend. Wow.
Yeah,
And the hard work he put in, I seen the work he put in, the hard work he put in. Like wow, and he did it all for me, for the family. It's like overwhelming sometimes. I don't want to get emotional and break down, but like when I think about it, like wow, wow.
If you had to say one aspect of your father that you would like to emulate and share with your children and your grandchildren, what story would that be?
Just American dream. My father came from Puerto Rico. He moved to New York at the age of 6. Got in trouble, stole cars, got locked up, came out, became a boxing champion, got invited to the White House to meet President Reagan. If that's not the American dream, then I don't know what it is.
No.
And that just showed me that anything is possible in this world. Anything is possible. Put your mind to it and believe in yourself. And he showed me that. So that's something I understand in my kids. Anything is possible. Keep pushing. Anything is possible. Like never give up.
So
A lot of other things, I mean, he reached the fame. He never forgot where he came from. He stood humble, like always stood humble who he was and true to the core, 10 toes on the ground. And that's really hard to do with that kind of that star power he had. But that's who he was. He was a young kid, like a big kid. Full of love, man. Anyone who spent time with Macho Camacho, you know what kind of person he is. He's a loving person. People who never spend time around him see him on TV. Oh, he's a cocky mother, but no, he was a down to earth person. That was just his persona. That was who he was when the lights were on.
so take me back to your fight with Robert Nunez. I believe it was Robert Nunez. Would you say that was your true test, or would you say that your fight with Ruiz was your first true test coming up in the sport?
I'll say Ruiz as a guy who knocked down the first round, knocked him down twice, and it took him to 10 rounds. Tough Mexican fighter. It took him to 10 rounds. That was a real test. But I guess my first test was Freddie Curiel, who was a fighter that came out of the Buddy McGirt camp. He trained with Ace, so he came with good schooling. And I was about 21-0. He was about 17-1.
Yeah,
I think that was a real challenge, But every fight's a challenge when you Camacho Jr. They down to kick your butt. They don't care. They want to kick Camacho Jr.'s butt. So every fight been a challenge,
Yeah. Well, it's crazy. I mean, like your fight with Warren was a great fight. You've had a lot of great fights. You fought a lot of journeymen. You fought a lot of upper echelon fighters. It wasn't like you shied away with, from anybody. Being the son of a legend is hard.
Yeah.
And it's like we were talking about Nate, and I kind of got off topic. When you called me Hall of Famer, it was senior and junior put videos on my page congratulating me, and it was all because someone like Nate Wren, because when you build up people and you help them in life, they come back to help you, and you have done so much work with the kids and so much work with other people in this sport. Why don't you share that aspect more than what you do? Is it humility? What is it about you do you treasure it in your heart more than you do in share? Because my grandfather told me that if you do something, keep it in your heart. It means more. You relish it more in your heart. And I don't like those dudes that will help a lady that fell on the ground and jump on Facebook and go, "Look what I did." What do you want from me? It's like, get out of here with that. And I think life is to be emulated. So your career for me, I don't know how you did it, bro, because not only people don't
God.
reckon, well, it's God, but people don't realize that not only did you have to walk in your father's footsteps, but you had to walk in your Uncle Felix's footsteps too. You know, how hard is it coming from a family with so much talent? I mean, was the pressure immense for you coming up? I mean, take us, what was it like?
Wow. A good question. Good question. I never took time to think about it. I was doing the go, go, go my whole career. And going back when you first said about me helping people, well, when I was young, I grew up in Spanish Harlem in the streets, I said, in the ghetto. My father, Macho Camacho, yeah, I might have had a little bit more than anybody else. I was the type of person that my mother gives me $10, I'll buy all the kids in the block ice cream. I was that type of person. Um, and that's what I just been throughout my whole life. I love giving back. I think you said it earlier. You give more. Your true joy is giving more than receiving. A lot of people like to take, but the blessing in God word is to give, and He'll bless you immense. So I was live through that realm. I was live through that lifestyle, giving, 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 and that's show what I do. That's who I am, and I'm blessed to be where I'm at because of that. Thank God. Now coming out of the boxing family, yeah, it was pressure. Cause my uncle was a badass fighter as well. But what I learned from my uncle was that the boxing won't forget about you. Not if you remember Felix Camacho. Yeah, you remember Macho Camacho, but they forget about Felix Camacho. I didn't want that to happen to me. So that was my goal. Fight, fight, fight. Earn my name. Get my name there. But I didn't want people to forget about me. Yeah, Camacho, yeah. I think he had a son. No, he had a son that was also decent. I wanted that as far as my legacy. But yeah, with a lot of pressure, man. My father was the macho man. So yeah, with a lot of pressure. I had to live up to that. That's why outside the streets too, I just get picked on. Oh, you come out your son, let me see, let's fight. I just always get that. So yeah, it has its pros and its cons being Camacho Jr. Yeah. People recognize the name. Yeah, doors are open. But the flip side of it, I'll just get challenged, I just get bullied. Oh, you ain't like your father. Your father was great. You know where close. I had to put up with it. I had to put up with those kind of things. I had to navigate through that in life, and just I guess it's pretty cool. And I mean, it's all right. I'm cool. One day I'll write my story, and God willing, I'll write my story out there, and let people understand where I came from, my lifestyle, how was it? I mean, it was great. I wouldn't change it at all.
I love that. See, there's just one thing that a lot of people don't know about you, and I want to get into your head because you were young when you did this. You became an author and created a book about your father.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration? What was it at that young age that had you think of such a project and put it into works and actually put it out there? Because now you're an author.
But I don't want to take all the credit. Nobody could do nothing by himself. I give big thanks to Dan Monroe, the illustrator, the artist, and a special big thanks to Dustin Warburton, the writer, the author. Dustin wrote books with Dennis Rodman, Costa Sue, Ray Murray, so many other people. And my father passed away. I didn't know how to explain to my daughters that their grandfather's gone. Necessarily, if you're a believer in God, when you're gone, it's not a bad thing. There's a life after death, if you believe in that. So I didn't know how to explain to my daughter that the grandfather's gone. Kids deal with a loss every day, whether it be a bird, a family member, their favorite dog. And how you explain to a kid what a death is, that somebody's gone. So I got a phone call from Dustin, like, Macho, you want to write a book? I said, I love writing. Yeah, like I got notebooks. I write every time I read. I read. I love reading. I love writing. That's therapy for me. So I said, you know what? Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. And we wrote the children's book, Macho Dad. You know, anybody who's a father is considered macho dad. You know, you get macho moms too. But yeah, it was therapeutic, man. Writing it, I laughed, I cried, gave so many memories. You know, I think it was cool, and I finally checked something off of my checklist. I want to do is be an author. That I opened doors to do books, and you know, I plan to do much more books down the line. But yeah, you know, it was a great experience, man. Especially thanks to Dan Monroe and Dustin Warburton. I mean, it was a cool little gig we did. You know, we did a press tours in Puerto Rico, different places. People loved the book. Just another story, you know. Keep my father alive, keep his name alive, you know, and that's what we did. You know, if you're a good father to your child, you're a macho dad as well. It's being a macho. It's heroic. You feel like a hero, you know. Especially you're a good father, you feel like the hero, you know. So I want people to understand what that's like.
That's so dope. I love the way you put that, you know, because my son's 38 and, you know, I love him to death. He's my I missed half of his life, but now when I go to fights, I bring him with me everywhere I go because, you know, I want to get that time back. A lot of people won't get that, but I want that time back. And you can't get it back. All you can do is build from this point forward. A brother of mine, Steve Schroeder out of New Jersey says, hi guys. He's a big boxing fan. He's a good friend of Randy Commish Gordon's.
He knows
Coach
boxing.
Rob
He knows boxing.
Oh yeah, everybody on here knows boxing. There's a boxing coach right here, Coach Rob Pelletier. This is great show, brother. Coach Rob approved. And then Artie says Hector was one of the sweetest guys ever. He was a great fighter. Yeah. My adopted grandfather, you know. Yeah. And then our boy says Nate Wren says I'll be prank calling Hector Camacho Jr. soon. You know, Nate, what we were talking about. And then your brother and my brother, Mr. Bill Sachs, says, hey, Hector, Don, and Bill.
Bill. Bill lived the American dream. He lived also the American dream, Bill. I love to see him back in his toes, man. I spent good time with Bill not so long ago at one of my exhibition fights. We talked. He came down to see me. Good dude. That's a real brother right there. Real brother.
You know, Bill Stacks is a great friend of yours too, and a great friend of mine. You know, I see. I love when good people can come together and correlate things. You know, and Bill Stacks is, you know, a bunch of hunters right there. But yeah. What is on the plate of Macho time, bro? What's next for you?
You know what? I'm working on a script. Working on a film that should be out soon. Well, it's soon 2 years. 2 years is pretty soon. The way time is flying now. Next year is right around the corner. So I'm working on that. Keep my feet, you know, keep myself going. I'm also I might be joining a TV cast of boxing and commentating. You know, I'm working on that as well. Just staying busy in life. You know, it's good to stay busy. Find something to do. When you got nothing to do, we get bored in life. You get trouble that way. So I just try to keep myself active, keep myself going, keep my brain moving. And that's the most important thing, you know. Be a great father to my child. You know, that's in the horizon. Be a better father, a better son, a better nephew, a better cousin. Be a better human being around the board, you know. That's something I strive for, man. I strive for. Spread love, not hate, you know. I strive for that, making change for people, you know. So I strive for those kind of things.
What's your thoughts on bare knuckle, bro? The new.
Oh, they brutal. My respect to all brothers. They brutal. Maybe if I was younger, I would have done it because that's regular street fighting, you know. But in these days and age, no, no that, no MMA. I'm okay.
Well, you know, Roberto Duran Jr. stepped up in there, and he's actually fighting for the promotion that I'm with, and he just had a hell of a fight with Gula, and he came up on the wrong end. But you know, it happens. See, one thing, and I love that I got you on the show because you can explain this to the non-boxing and non-MMA fans. You know, it's like you're only as good of a fighter on that day. You know, I'll give you a better example. Helen Peralta, one of the best women bare knuckle fighters in the world, beat considered the GOAT, beat her, dropped her last opponent in like 30 seconds of the first round and knocked her out. You know, how, God, now I got myself confused on this. But what was going to even? Well, because I want to be able to see you in this sport, but what is it that the negativity about this sport that you don't see, or do you just feel that you're too young? I mean, too old to come into bare knuckle. What is it about that aspect?
Well, I look at it this way: with gloves and hand wraps, hey, one punch could leave you. Imagine bare knuckles. You finna get cut. You finna break your hand. It's almost impossible not to get cut with a punch. It's almost impossible not to. Maybe if I was younger, I didn't have no grandkid, I didn't have a grandkid, maybe I'll go into it. But not at this age, man. Hey, at 40 something, getting knocked across the head, no. I wouldn't recommend that to nobody, you know. Um,
Yeah,
but hey, man, heads up. I mean, thumbs up to the guys who do it. You know, you gotta have some pair of balls, big balls to do that, man.
yeah. You
And I
know,
hope the boys are getting paid well for that too. You know what the sad thing about the sports, man? We don't have no retirement. We have no retirement fund. We have no 401k plan. Like boxing fight is a short career. Most of us leave punch drunk. We got no health bill. We got no medical. We have nothing. No insurance. Like get exploited next. Fighters come and go every time. It's a brutal sport. I wish you had some backing for us. At least, man. But that's the world we live in.
now I know where I was, bro. It's 62 years old, and I just had surgery. So, but what I was trying to get at is, she said she was only as good on that day when she beat Christine Ferreira. And when I had her on my show, she said, even though I won, it was the worst moment in my career because after I beat her, nobody wanted to fight me. And she said, what people don't understand, I was good on that day. I beat her on that day. But it doesn't mean if we fought today that I would beat her. She said, I was great on that day. And a lot
I
of
can
people in the
understand
city,
that.
yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it up. And I just had a brain fart, so I apologize for that. But have you ever had a situation, that allowed you put yourself in that situation where you were great on that day and beat somebody that you weren't supposed to, but you did, and then down the road, it's like you had a thought, that what, my ability got me through that, my heart got me through that, but it was a situation that I didn't know which way it was going to go.
I never experienced that, Don. But then again, I feel I could be anybody. I come from DNA of greatness. On any given night, I feel I could be
Royalty.
anybody. But I've heard fighters say I felt old that night. So I think about that. I go back in the ring soon, October 12th. Go back in the ring. Would I be old that night? Because that's boxing. You could train your butt off. You could feel great. Then after the fight could be a whole nother story. It could be something as simple as a mind. Your mind ain't there. It could be so many things in there. It could be times I hear fighters say, I was gunshot. I just can't let my hands go. I could see everything, but I just can't let my hands go. I mean, people don't understand that part of boxing or that part of the fight game. It's tough. It's tough. You can have an excellent training camp. If the night of the fight you didn't sleep well, or the night of the fight your mind wasn't there, or you're dealing with other problems, other issues, if you're not 100% mentally and physically, you're taking a big chance in there. And that's the risk that us fighters take. You take the risk every time you go in the ring. It's a lot of things behind the scene people don't see. You might have a dispute with the promoter on your fight contract, on your money getting paid, and you worry about that before the fight. Yeah, my manager want this much, and my check will be this much. There's so many things we go through in life, before the fight. You got to argue with your wife leading up to the fight. There's so many things that fighters go through people don't see. People just see us for that 30 minutes in the ring, for the 12 round, 36 minutes, and after that they forget it. It's a lot to be a fighter. It's a lot. People don't get it. It's a lot.
Yeah, I commend you guys because I'm just a photographer, but I've seen what you guys go through. What amazes me, and me and Scotty Bulldog Olson and a couple other fighters, we've been
Oh,
talking about
I just
this.
like Scotty Olsen. I just like the Bulldog. He was tough. Wow, that's a throwback name. I
That's my
like
brother,
Scotty.
bro. Yeah,
Yeah, I just like him. He was tough, man.
Well, I'll put you in contact with him again, bro. I'll hook you up with him. I know
When I was
everybody,
young as
bro.
an amateur, I used to watch him. He used to bleed and fight. He was a tough, he's a tough brother. He's a tough man.
Oh yeah, that left
Wow,
hook was
Scotty
no
awesome.
joke.
Yeah,
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 that
yeah.
left was no joke. I mean, he might have only
Scotty
been
awesome.
5 foot, but he can swing.
Yeah, he was a bad boy. Yeah, I used to watch him. Yes.
You know,
Wow, throwback.
it's crazy. Well, my whole life has been that way. Like we when we were on the phone the other day, it's like to sit and talk about the names they call and the people that still pay me respect. It's wonderful, man. To have you on the show is the cherry on top of my career
I
because,
appreciate you, man.
well, all the names we talked about on tonight's show, Costa Zoo, Pernell Whitaker, your
All
dad,
them
your
fool.
uncle,
Bill
I shout out.
Clancy.
Oh, I mean, how many guys have Bill Clancy as a brother and a best friend? It's like, and even Jack Reese. But the thing about it is, it's
Another good ref.
that that's what I've taken away from this sport is the friendships. That's what I treasure the most. I I've I couldn't even tell you how many fights that I photographed. I can't even tell you how many events I've did. I know it's close to 1,500, if not better. And well, you look at Bert Watson, who's my mentor. Bert's done like 4,300 events.
Bert's a
And
bad boy. Legend.
we're gonna have to do? We're gonna have to do a roundtable. We're gonna have to get Bert, Scotty, everybody all on one show with you, and we just sit and talk to crap. I mean, I can get everybody all on one show. I can put 10 people on one show at a time because I think it's great that these gentlemen came up with your father
Yes.
and you got to know them, so they became family.
Yes.
And that's what's that's a great part about it. You're so much like your father, bro, that it freaks me out. You really are. It's like
Macho time. What time is it? Macho time, baby.
what's
Hey, you
it
know
time?
what? Don, you talked about the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame. That's one of the few Hall of Fame that I go to. Big thanks to Ray McCline, who puts a great show on every year. And when I go to the Hall of Fame, I look forward to seeing all the great fighters, the Ray Mercers, the Riddick Bowles. I talked to this one, Junior Jones. Like I love being around these fighters, man, and hear their stories. And it's love, man. I just love being there. I soak everything up, man. I soak everything up because these are fighters that from growing up. My father's era that I seen fighting legends, and when they see me, hey Macho, we talk like wow, man. It's love, man.
Yeah, it is. That's what, man. I'm so glad. I feel so grateful that you came on my show. I know I dropped Bill Clancy on you in the beginning, but
Got
those
surprised.
are, hey, but bro, if I could bring a smile to your face and give you a look back into your father's life and your life, then I'm damn well gonna do it. When I had Burt Watson on my show and I dropped Paul Vaden in on him.
Paul,
They
that's
hadn't
another
talked.
name. Whoa, another good fighter. Whoa, Paul Vaden,
Yeah,
middleweight,
former
solid.
IBF champion.
Whoa.
Yeah, see, we're gonna have to talk some more. We're gonna have to hook up, bro. We're gonna have to do something because you're only about what part of Texas are you
I'm
at?
I'm in Austin, Killeen area, more or less.
How far is that from Oklahoma border? Because I'm 8 hours from Texas.
Where you
I'm gonna
at?
have to, I'm in Missouri,
Are you close
Springfield,
to me? You're,
Missouri.
you're, you're at the block. Are you close?
We
What,
we're gonna
13
have to
hours,
hook
12
up, bro.
hours?
Well, it's only 10.5 hours from me to Houston.
So another 3 more hours left. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. 12 hours, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that ain't
drove over there.
bad.
So I got a good friend of mine, Fernando Ramos, who live by Junction City. So I'm always
Yeah, I
towards that
know.
area.
I have to come check you out. Bill Clancy says genetics, and then he says, "I love y'all."
Hey, Bill, man.
And this surprises me right here because my son's in the music industry. He does a lot of graphic arts for album covers and music artists,
Mm.
but he hardly ever watches my show. And he jumped on here and he called you a true legend. If you look down in the corner, my son Anthony Lee.
My father's a legend, and your father's a legend.
That shocked me, because my
That's
son
love.
must love. He loves you, bro.
That's love. That's love. Hey,
Yeah, cause
hey, you breaking Bill on, man. That starting up. That made my day. That made my night. Cause Bill's a person who I respect. Like I seen his work. He's a straight shooter. He's a straight guy. Like he does his job to the max. A true profession. And having him on, hey man. And I heard in his voice, man. He's like Tiff. I heard emotion telling the stories there. That's cool. Man. I go to sleep with a smile tonight. And that's what life's about, man. Bringing joy to the next person. That's what life's about. Hey, Don, I appreciate that. I appreciate this call, man. I appreciate it. I really do
no
appreciate it. Thanks,
worries.
man.
And I want to clarify something in the beginning of the show. Bill was crying. So
Yeah,
Bill. Bill's
yeah,
sensitive, but a lot of people
yeah.
don't know Bill like we do, and they might think that something's wrong with him. Or no, Bill was just so emotionally overtaken. He called me probably 15 minutes before we were scheduled to come on, and I said, "Hey, bro, guess who I got coming on tonight?" I said, "You want to come on?" And he said, "You bet your sweet ass I do." He just loves you, man.
I love
Chris,
them. I love them, man. I love all my boxing people, man. People understand what we go through in life every day. Whether you're a referee, whether you're a judge, whether you're a boxer, photographer, this is a brutal sport, man. This is a dirty business, man. You gotta put up a lot of BS that people don't know about. You gotta put up a lot of butt kissing, a lot of, it's tough, man. It's tough.
Chris Shaggy Gonzalez says, "Hey, the Mets though. Nah, man, get out of here with the Mets."
Yankee baseball, baby.
Then Robert Hernandez Jr. says, "Baseball and boxing are one. Takes talent to play baseball and talent in boxing. Both deal with strategy and execution. Keeps you focused. This is why you're great in boxing because the love of the game is endless." And that's from Robert Hernandez Jr. He's a matchmaker in Colorado and a tremendous brother. Nate says Yuri Boy fought his last fight at 52 and won by knockout in the eighth round. I was there photographing for his last fight. Oh my God, bro!
Last time I seen Nate was at the Chavez, my exhibition with Chavez.
Yeah,
He was in the Chavez Jr. training camp. I remember seeing him after
yeah.
the fight. We spoke a little bit. He gave me a pair of hookers. My man Nate. That's my man. He gifted me a pair of hookers. One of the best things I ever drank with. I never forget that. He came down and spent time with me in California. He's a funny
Hey,
guy.
bro.
Nate's funny, man. Nate is funny.
He's cool as hell. He picked me up at the
Yeah.
airport, and we went to the meet and greet with Yaki Lopez and Ruben
Wow.
Oliveira,
Yaki Lopez, another
uh,
legend. Wow.
Michael Spinks, everybody. It was phenomenal. Jimmy Finn, everybody. But I'm gonna drop a name on the screen right now, and I'm shocked because, bro, everybody loved Macho Time because the godmother of boxing, Miss Shelley Williams, says, "Hey Don, tell."
Mm. I love Shelly. She knows that I love Shelly.
She said to
My
tell you
father
she
loved her
loves
too.
you.
With her
Hey,
beautiful eyes.
look down here in the corner where it's on the screen.
Yeah. With her beautiful eyes. God bless you, Shelly.
She's the one that gave my induction speech.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a funny story about Nate. One time we was in California. We said, "Nah, I just met Nate." So we were sitting down with each other. We was in a restaurant. And some guys were looking at me. I don't know if they recognized me or something. So Nate said something to them. And the guy got pissed off, said something mess. And Nate, you better chill before they kick both our asses. Nate's a funny guy, man. I said, Nate, you better chill before they kick both our asses here. It was a group of like 5 guys. Me and Nate by himself. He was talking crap to 5 guys behind us. What you looking at? So you better chill. They'll kick both our asses here. You better chill out.
Yeah. Little Holmes. I love Nate. Like I said, I've known Nate for quite a while, and if he doesn't pass me in the Hall of Fame, then I'm gonna come back from the grave and kick his ass, bro. Because he's talented. He's very talented.
Oh, he is.
Little Holmes says, Hector, your dad when he boxed Rosario was great. Your dad truly won that match, and he says Macho Time. And give us your thoughts on that fight with Rosario, because I feel the same way, bro.
I remember seeing that fight and I look at the fight, just hearing the crowd, closing my eyes, because that's the first time I see my father rocked. with the hook in the 5th round. Rosario rocked him. I said, oh, shit. And then the fight kept on going by. Bing! I made him the bell. Okay, that's the 6th round. Bing! 7th round. I wasn't really watching the fight. I was, I hit the crowd. I was going crazy. He stood 12 rounds, and Rosario was a killer. But yeah, for my father eked it out. He showed why he was the Macho Man that night, because he got touched. And people say after that fight, his style changed. He became more of a mover, more of a defensive fighter.
Yeah.
Shit, you get clapped by a puncher, who wouldn't be? You know what I'm saying? But
right.
he showed he was the Macho Man that night. And another of my favorite fight that I must admit, it's a Chavez fight. I see my father take a pound in that fight. Just to go to the hotel room, take a piss, pee blood, get dressed, go downstairs and party. I said, that's the Macho Man. I never seen nothing like that. Yeah. I mean, the Rosario fight was basically one of the greatest fights I remember. One of my favorite fights. I came on the ring with my father. So, yes, that was a great fight.
Tremendous fight. A good friend of mine, a good brother of mine, Todd James Flack, says, "What's up, Junior?" But you probably will know him a little bit better because he's affiliated with Tony the Tiger Lopez and Loreto Garza and them.
Oh, another fight. Great fight from the West Coast. Great fight, Lorenzo Garza. Great fighters. Wow. Tony Bortzel, another great fighter, man. You just fought my father. My father fought Tony. They knew each other well. They were sparring partners. Tony was a great fighter, too. Had a good hook. Tony was strong.
I grew up with Tony and Loreto, and then the little snot-nosed kid, Diego Chico Corrales, used to follow us around, bro. You know, I'm an old man, you know, but you know, it's funny you brought up Costa Zoo, and you know, I loved Costa Zoo. A lot of people always ask me, why did you love Costa Zoo? I like fighters that just didn't quit. You know,
a killer.
Well, same with Pernell Whitaker, bro. It was just something about Pernell that just touched me. You know, and
beautiful fighter.
Well, see, this is the hard part about the sport, and you know, not too many people talk about it. You know, I shot Diego's fight, only to find out 3 days later that he was no longer with us. You know, and then Pernell Whitaker, I get a phone call letting me know that he was no longer with us because he was hit by a car. And, you know, then my brother Leon Spinks died. And so it's like, I'm getting at that age of my life, bro, that because I'm from the golden era, I'm starting to lose everybody that I came up with. And I think it's more relevant now to have you and the people from the golden era on my show because boxing created me. Boxing gave me my life. You know, when you sit back, okay, and let's just say you open your book to the 3rd chapter of Macho Time, and you had to write something on that page that would emulate your walk, your thoughts as you look back over your shoulder to the path that you built. What statement would you make on that first page in the 3rd chapter?
Never give up. Never give up. I mean, I could have just said, you know what? I don't want to box. I'm okay. My father's rich. I mean, I'm the Macho Man Jr. No. I kept on pushing. I wanted to be somebody. I wanted to be like my father. I wanted to keep pushing. I wanted to taste that glory. One hell of a ride, man. It's been a one hell of a ride. Then all peaches and cream, you know. I had a rough patches sometimes, my rough times. I mean, I grew resentment, and I seen my father around me. I didn't understand that. Your father fighting on HBO, he's making money. What you doing in the hood? What you doing in the project? Show it ain't your father. Your father ain't Macho Camacho. Why you live in the ghetto? I had to live with that. I didn't understand that. My father making big time money. He's never around. Wow. Why? Does he love me? I didn't understand until I became a fighter myself. And I understand the sacrifices. I'm not around my daughter much. My oldest daughter wasn't around her much at all, you know, for traveling, having my own life. So, you know, I understood then all that sacrifice was for something. He left a legacy for me to hold on to and grab it, you know, which is beautiful, you know, what he left behind, you know.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, brother, because you are from that era. A lot of people say, you know, I should just leave this thought premise alone, but it bothers me. You guys fought for peanuts. And then you see these guys today, like Canelo and all these other guys, complaining that I want 30 million, I want 50 million. You see these guys that are 10-0, wanting 2, 3 million. How offensive is that to somebody like you, your father, and the other fighters from the Golden Era who got paid peanuts compared to these guys that are fighting today?
Me personally, it doesn't bother me at all. I like to see young fighters making that money. I like to see them. Hopefully, they can keep hold on to them and do the right thing with the money. Like we got no financial courses in boxing. We don't have nothing. We get exploited. We don't do with money. We come from the ghetto. What we know to do with the money? We don't know how to manage money. We don't know none of that. When I see these fighters making the money, I tell myself, I hope they do the right thing with it. I give a big thanks to Oscar De La Hoya. Well, Macho Camacho was the first self-promoted boxer, and Oscar came. He became that graduate, that smart, good-looking face in boxing. He changed the game. He paved the way for the Mayweathers, for the Canelos to make this big-time money. So it looks good for me seeing these fighters make that kind of money. Yeah, it's a blessing. I don't get bothered with that. I know a lot of former world champions get bothered when they hear that. He's making how much? God damn, I didn't make that in my career. Like I hear those things. Me on the other hand, I applaud. Good. Hey, young boy, make that money, young boy. Hell yeah, make that money, young boy.
Somebody got to, it's like, because I come from Muay Thai, kickboxing, MMA, and boxing, but boxing was where I started. And I remember back in the early days of MMA, these guys would have to fight 3 fights a night with no time limits, no rules, and get paid $800 to $1,000 a night. And I'm like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Yeah.
Nate
for us
Rance,
old school fighters, it's more or less what we accomplished, the legacy. We didn't care about the money. We want that legacy. We want to be the best. That's what we aim for. And we lost that in boxing. Now boxing is more of a business than a sport. Oh, it's been a business, but now it's more of a business than a sport. We didn't have that last time. Those contenders were champions today. Those contenders were some bad boys, the Billy Costello. Those were some bad fighters. They don't make those kind of fighters no more. Now we got these young boys that cry over money. The other boys taking steroids. The other guy taking this. Like, what, man? YouTube is taking over. And, when I see the YouTuber, I can't get mad either. Because, Jake Paul. Who am I to get mad at Jake Paul? He putting butts in seats. That's what it's about. Putting butts in seats. So I cannot get mad. These fighters need to learn from that. They need to market themselves more. The Macho Man had a gimme. He's going to learn the outfits. Let me just bring something else that we don't talk about a lot. You want to see how much the Macho Man handprints in boxing? If you look at boxing today, 90% of boxers wear the Macho Camacho type boxing trunks. That's to let you know I'm following a big handprint in boxing. And most of them know where they get it from. They wear these fancy trunks. They don't know where they get it from. They got it from the Macho Man, the originator.
It's crazy because, most of boxing is getting moved over to Saudi Arabia with the buyout and this and that. But I think boxing is going to thrive. A lot of people say, well, they're going to take it to Saudi Arabia and keep it there. I don't know what's going to happen, but you bring up Jake Paul, and I don't necessarily like him, but I don't think anybody looks at it the way I do. See, even though I won't watch him fight, he's getting other fighters opportunities on those cards and paying them good money where they wouldn't get opportunities otherwise. And you're building the sport that way. So I'm cool with it. He can have his fights, do whatever he wants. As long as he continues to raise the young bucks and bring them up in the sport and give them opportunity, I'm 100%. I ain't hating on nobody for a hustle, but you keep bringing these young kids up, I'm gonna keep saluting you.
Hey, Don, you hit it on the head. People don't talk about that. Look, I'm Puerto Rican, Neo Rican. Jake Paul, even fixed gyms in Puerto Rico. He gives back. He's fixing gyms over there. He's giving opportunity. Look what he did to Amanda Serrano.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you can only applaud him. You can only go applaud him. Like I'm like you. I don't get what he does. I like what he's doing to the sport of boxing. He gave people pay well. People getting paid well. You can't knock that. You cannot knock that.
Hey, he's feeding families, man, and giving young fighters opportunities. And like you said, we can't hate on that. And a lot of people, If you don't like his fights, don't watch him fight. But watch the undercard. Watch the younger guys coming up because I'll tell you what, I've watched some pretty damn good fights on his cards. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes. Yes. I'm not gonna lie either. I hope Mike Tyson rip his fucking head off. That's just me personally as a fighter. Mike, don't sell out. I don't care, you 6 years old. There's no way Jake Paul should beat you. No way. So,
No.
I'm looking forward to that, to Mike taking his head off.
Yeah.
Mike, don't sell out. Mike, please don't sell out for us. For F's sake, take his head off.
He better not sell out. Nate Wren said, go fight for Julio Sr.'s promotion in Tijuana. Nate, didn't you just hear the man say he don't want to fight no more?
I'll fight a Chavez anytime. I'll fight Julio, Omar, Nancy, Pedro, Frank, Miriam. Give me any Chavez. I'll come back and fight. No problem.
Hey, Nate, make it happen, bro. That's where he's at right now.
Yeah. He's a weirdo. He's always in Mexico. He speaks Spanish. He surprised me. He speaks Spanish. I took Nate with me to Capetillo gym in LA. Oh, he stood there. They love him over there. They love him in that gym.
Oh yeah, Nate. It's crazy you talk about Nate speaks Spanish. Oh,
yeah,
because I had a Venezuelan fighter on my show that he was getting ready to fight the world champion in BYB, and I asked Nate what he translated, and I accidentally looked at something wrong and said, oh, he's from Chile. Nate says, good, I got that. Turns out dude was from Venezuela, and it's a totally different dialect. And Nate goes, I got about 80% of that, and I just winged it the rest of the way. I was dying, bro. Oh yeah. Chris Shaggy Gonzalez says, hope is what the great Macho Camacho was to a young Chico from Jersey in the 90s. He's a bare knuckle fighter. He's finding his way. He's got a lot of hell of heart and a lot of talent, bro. Here's another gentleman that's going in the Hall of Fame with me in December. His name is Andrew Drew Griggs, tremendous brother of mine. He said, "What's up, the Macho Man?" He does AKA fights, does a lot of those other fights down like in Louisiana and the surrounding areas. I can about guarantee you know him. Hey Nate, this is the last comment, bro. You on here like a 13-year-old girl, bro.
And Nate's on fire.
Yeah, he says, in one call, I got Hector a sponsor with no effort. I'll never forget going to Subway in East LA after training with Hector Camacho Jr. at Capitello's gym and shutting those guys who looked like a Mumford and Sons band up. Tell us about that story, bro, because I've never heard this one.
Hey, we're sitting, so we're eating. So I guess the guys are looking at me. I guess they know who I am or whatnot. So Nate looking at them. What the hell they looking at? I said, Nate, chill, man. They're going to beat us both up. You're like 5 of them here. He didn't care. Yeah, you got a problem? I said, Nate, chill. They're going to kick our asses here. We're LA, man. We in the
hood, man. Nate does not care. He has no moral. He doesn't care. He'll tell anybody.
No. Yeah. I said, hey, you better chill. We're East LA, brother. They're like they in the gang. You better chill.
Yeah. And Chris asked what your thoughts on Tyson versus Paul, but we've already went there. And Andrew says, what is the best memory that you have with your father that will live with you forever?
So many, man. So many.
Yeah.
Just the fact he's, no matter how old I was, about like 40, he would come to me and kiss me. I mean, those kind of things, man, it was special, He was the macho man, he was a grown man. He was a grandfather. I was hanging out with him, and I know he'd come give me a kiss in the cheek. Those kind of things, man, I never forget. Boxing was great, but just the moments be with him, everything was quiet, But one thing that does stick out, man, remember, after he fought Felix Trinidad, we went to Puerto Rico. He lost that fight. And most of his money went to the taxes he owed. And, he came home with a small check after making the big purse, came with a small check. And I was in the room, in my room. He came to my room and said, Papi, don't worry. Yeah, just like this. Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, Oscar De La Hoya. I thought he was crazy when he told me that. because Sugar Ray was retired, Durant fighting, and De La Hoya was the next superstar coming up. He just lost Trinidad, and he told me those three names, and just like that, it happened. He got Durant, he got Sugar Ray Leonard, then he got Trinidad. I mean, he got De La Hoya. So that was something that always stick in my head. Wow, wow. So many memories, man. Just simple things. Father and son talking, jokes. I mean, yeah, I miss all that. I miss him. And he used to call me at 2, 3 in the morning. 2, 3, anytime after 12 o'clock and down is Macho time. 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. He used to call me those type of hours, man. The only person who called me that type of hours, the phone ring, that's my father. 3 in the morning. Yeah, Pop, what's up? Yeah, we used to talk like hours on the phone, man. I miss those things, I miss it, man. I miss it. You never know what we have until it's gone, If not, I took my father for granted, but, damn, I miss him,
Well, bro, I told you my show is a little bit different than most shows, but if you could tell your father something in your heart, what would that statement be, bro? Because I know my mother died in my arms. She wasn't my mother my whole life. I only got 3 years with her. And I miss her so bad, bro. I used to come home and dial her phone number on the phone and knowing that she wasn't going to answer. So if you could tell your father one last thing, because he's listening to us. If you could say one last thing to your father, what would it be, brother?
Thank you. Thank you for everything.
So, it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, not everybody loses a parent at a young age. Not everybody understands what it's like to have a parent, but them not want you. But when you have a special parent like your father, I can't even imagine how it feels, bro. I know every day that you wake up, every step that you take, every punch that you throw in the gym is in respect to your father. I asked you earlier, but we kind of got sidetracked. Like I said, I've interviewed more father and son duos than probably any other show in the history of the sport. But you and your father were special. You fought at the same time, and you fought the same opponents. And you kind of brought up, the Campbell fight, but how that was hard because you beat him and your father, took it to a draw. But what was it like for you to have that one-on-one time with your dad, away with the sport gone, with no trainers, just you and your dad, man? What was it like?
Special. Special. Like we spoke to each other when I even speaking, we looked at each other, we understood what we're talking about. We was always not, hey, you got this one. We communicated while speaking.
Unspoken love.
It was more like a friend relationship, more than father and son. Remember, my father had me when he was 15 years old. He was just a kid when he had me. He had me at the age of 15. So there wasn't that much space, in between us, many years. Sometimes I felt I was the father. Yeah, Pops, relax. Pop, be careful with this. Hey, Pop, don't do that. But it was just a special moment. And, the sad thing is that, yeah, I was with him 40-something years, but time just flies, man. Time flies, man. Sometimes I feel like a dream, when I wake up sometimes and I think about him, he's not here no more. All that he accomplished, like, wow, like I'm living a dream, like, wow, that fast. He's gone. Like, I feel like I cheated.
Right.
But then again, that's whenever I sit back and think about it. I try not to think about it. I just think about the great moments, his advice.
He's walking next to you, bro. He's sitting next to you tonight. I don't know if you know these people. I don't know these people. Ramirez Boxing 24/7 from Dallas, Fort Worth.
Yeah. I know Mike. Yeah, I know Michael.
Okay.
Me and Mike was a meet up a couple times. We never got to meet up. Hey, Mike, I'm going to Dallas now. We never meet up. Hey, Mike, I'm on my way now. We never. Once a week, I just go to Quitman. I go to Quitman, Texas. I visit my management, every here and there. And every time I pass through Dallas, I give Mike a call. Mike, I'm stopping by. Well, my route GPS takes me a whole nother way. So I don't know.
Right?
Sometimes we don't meet up, but yeah, I know Mike.
He said, just started following your page. Yeah, he's in Texas with you, you know. Now, do you know somebody by the name of Elizabeth Lopez?
Should I remember? It was one of those
I
nights.
don't know. She left a comment on here, and usually when people leave comments like this, I won't. I'll just, you know, I don't tolerate things on my show. But she says, you had the talent, kid, but you got caught up with the fast life too quickly. You know, first and foremost, okay, you can come on my show and make an assumption, but
I
without,
accept that. I accept
but
that.
no, but bro, hold up. Nah, man, this is where I'm different than most shows. You're not gonna come on my show. I don't care if you're on YouTube or not, but you're not gonna come on my show and you know say some stupid crap. It just ain't gonna happen. So with that being said, you're banned,
Ay, ay,
plain
ay.
and simple.
Elizabeth, I'm sorry, Elizabeth, but the man banned you.
You know, another lady that's in both of our lives, and I know you know her, and I know you we're gonna be seeing you in Texas in December, Miss Juanita Cap.
Oh, I love Anita. I'm her wingman. And big shout to my sponsor, Kevin Oliver, Stopping Gun Violence. Kevin lost his son, both of his sons, one to gun violence and one to fentanyl. I joined the team to help promote Have Voice Be Heard. Special thanks to Project Canine Heroes, Ronnie Rate LLC, um, Modern X Media, Multimedia. Thanks to the people, our sponsors, it's hard for a fighter to go forward, and push and push and push. Those are things people don't talk about. We need sponsors. Us fighters need sponsors to keep going forward, cover our training expenses, to protect us and be there for us. So yeah, man, I love Juanita. She's badass too, Hall of Famer, martial arts. I'm looking forward to being there in December. So yeah, yeah.
Oh, so you gonna be there with me?
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I'm being inducted, bro.
Oh wow, you didn't tell me that. Again, another
Yeah.
one? I didn't even think you got one coming up, but another one coming up now in December. Oh man, you on fire, my man. Don, you on fire.
Well,
I'll see you December.
yeah, we'll see you in December. Juanita says Hector's my wingman.
Yeah, she knows, she knows, she knows.
She's a good lady. I'm actually, you know, because I know a lot of people, so I'm actually helping her get everything taken care of with the, you know, like vendors and things like that because I can get stuff
Mm,
done for cheap. You know, like you
mm.
talk about sponsors. So my sponsors, I kind of reach out to people that, you know, help me and give us low prices. So I'm helping her, you know. The world needs to. See, everybody wants to talk about hate, hate. The world's flipped up. We can change that.
Yes,
Me,
we
all we
could.
got to do is do just like this, man. Just walk up to somebody and just start talking. Say, have a blessed day. And the world would be a greater place. You know, we don't have to sit there. My grandfather always used to tell me, if you think about yesterday, then you're taken away from today.
That's a good
And
one.
yeah,
That's a good one. That's a
well, like
good one.
Kung Lee from the mixed martial arts world and the Sanshao world, he said, Don, why do you think a car has a great big windshield, but yet a small rear view mirror? Because you're always supposed to look forward. The only time you look in that rear view mirror,
Look back. That's a good one. That's a good one.
yeah, this is
And
what I
Don,
get from.
you hit on the head. It's as simple as good morning. Hope you have a good day. Something so simple can make a person's day. We never know what the next person going through in life. Even when they have a smile on, you never know what the next person going through in life. We live in tough times. A simple hey, good morning, wish you a good day, or holding the door for somebody, or helping somebody come up the stairs, or helping the elder. Something so simple can mean the world to somebody.
Yeah. You know, the simplest little thing can change the
Yeah.
world, and I love that. Uh, Ramirez Boxing 24/7 says, "This is my first time checking out this show. I'll definitely be back." I appreciate that, bro. But if you want to go in the archives, if you go in the archives, you'll find Scotty the Bulldog Olson, Burt Watson, Jerry Cooney. I mean, a lot of people from the golden era of boxing is in my past
Wow,
shows. So
Jerry Coon, another great. Wow.
Yeah, he was on just not too long ago. So was
The
Burt
gentleman,
Watson.
Jerry Cooney. Wow.
You know what was sad about his story, bro? A lot of people don't know, and when Jerry's dad would come home, his brothers and sisters had their own favorite hiding spots so they wouldn't get beat. And Jerry had a terrible childhood, man, and he got pushed from being an abused child straight into the pros, and he still succeeded. Yeah, he didn't become the greatest of the sport, but he's the gentleman of the sport, and I sure as hell love me some Jerry Cooney, bro. He's a great man.
Yes, he is. Anybody who know boxing and was in the golden years, they know Jerry Cooney. How can you not?
I tell you what, YouTube's blowing up tonight. David Gonzalez says Camacho Jr. versus Mayweather, big exhibition fight. What are your thoughts?
My man. I've been up. Hey, it makes sense, right?
And
Family
then he says,
affairs. It makes sense.
still macho time.
Yes, it is still macho time.
you know, and you know what? The reason I block people like that make comments because first and foremost, they wouldn't want somebody to come on if they were on my show like you are. They wouldn't want somebody to come up and bring something from the past. Everybody falls, gets up, and learns. So why should I sit here and let somebody come on and degrade my guest? It's not going to happen. I'm not going to play that. I don't play that with my boss. I don't play that with anybody. So she could just watch another show somewhere else. And he says, right on, hey, yeah, go in there and if you go on Google and you put on the original fighter's voice with Don Mcguire or the fighter's voice with Don Mcguire, there's probably about 60 pages with 50 shows on each page. So,
Oh wow,
I've been doing radio for a long
you've
time,
been
bro.
working. You've been
Well,
working.
I like giving back.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Shelly's mad.
What
You see
happened,
what she's
Shell?
Well, she's mad about that comment. Look in the corner down underneath me.
That's okay, Shell. That's okay. We got tough skin. We don't worry about that. We keep pushing.
Yeah.
Like getting hit with the right hand. I don't like to get hit with the right hand, but once you get hit, you gotta keep going.
Shelly's a great lady. I
Yes,
just
she is.
absolutely love her to death, and for her
She
to
is.
do my induction, man, that was so priceless. Brother, I'd like to have you on again in about a month or two. I didn't realize we already been on here for an hour and a half.
Really
Yeah.
fluid. It just won. I love it.
Yeah. But you created your own greatness. I've noticed with a lot of the father son duos that I know in this sport, they emulate their parents, but not you emulated your dad in a lot of fights, but then you found your own lane. And I can see you and your father, but I can also see the differences. I can see the ability, the heart, the compassion that you both have for the sport, but both of you are tremendous fighters in your own right. I would never sit here and say that, you know, you're under the shadow of your father because you're not. You're standing side by side, as far as I'm concerned, with ability with your father.
Thank
You know, because it's like you walked away from what you love into this sport, and you looked up at your father. You had those moments. You had those looks, and now look where you're at. You created your own name in the sweet science, but you didn't just create your name. You put your father, your name, and your family's name, you immortalized it in the sport of boxing.
thank you. Thank you, Doc.
And that's beautiful. That's what I think. Um, Artie Lamparella, he put up some prayer, and he doesn't. He's 80. I think he's 83 or 84. He's
It's
gonna
a
kill me. But
grandfather.
yeah, he did. But I'll let you talk with him. He's a cool dude. What What's one of your favorite past shows? Which should I watch? Well, bro, I'll tell you, Ramirez Boxing, um, don't listen to any of the shows with Mayhem Miller. Don't listen to the show with Steve-O from Jackass, but any other show,
Ooh.
you can listen to him. Just I Steve-O from Jackass wanted to come on the show one time, and he came on with Leland Chapman from Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Ooh.
And Leland, actually, I just talked to Leland yesterday. He's a great brother of mine. But those shows were years and years ago, and I'm not very. But bro, you couldn't even get to those shows, even if you tried. They're so far back. There's literally thousands. I think on the syndicated side, I was just 100 short of my 5,000 show.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a lot of body of work right there, my man.
Well, my 1,000th show, I did 6 hours of radio. I had 3 hours of boxing and 3 hours of MMA, and they were all legends. But the reason I created the show, because you guys gave me my opportunity in this sport. You guys gave me the best way to say it. And Randy Commish Gordon, I hope you don't take this wrong. There's people in the front with the microphone, but there's people in the back. And it's a totally different relationship because I'm closer with you guys. I take those intimate pictures. I'm there when you guys are having breakdowns and everything, and then I share the memories with you. And then what happens is when I bring you guys on my show, your family watches it. Then your family send me friend requests, and next thing you know, we're family. It's just repetitive. But brother, we're gonna kind of wrap things up now. But like I said, your walk in the sport should be epitomized in a great regard because you did you. You didn't try to emulate your father. Like I said, you didn't try to emulate anybody. You did you, and you should be very, very proud of that. You know, I know boxing for me is my true love, and like I told you when we were talking the other day, I didn't think I was going to be able to go out in boxing the way I came into the sport. How would you like to leave the sport, brother?
Fighting on my shields. Once a fighter, always a fighter in life. And people say, Camacho, we don't fight no more. You're ready something. But you know what? The great George Foreman, Tony Ottawa, Bernard Hopkins, they fought to the late 40s, close to 50s. Once a fighter, always a fighter. And I guess it's something I've done all my life. So it's hard to walk away from the sport. That's all we know. It's all we love. That's life for us. To wake up in the morning, it has to look forward to that challenge. It's everything. I wouldn't change it.
That's beautiful, brother.
I would not change it.
My final question of the night before I hand you the mic. Everybody likes when I ask this question. I don't know why. I guess everybody has a different answer. It's the end of the night. There's nobody left in the gym, and you're walking towards the front door, and you go to flick the light switch, and for some reason you catch a brief reflection of yourself in the mirror. Who do you see, and how proud of yourself are you?
I see my mother. I see my father, the people who made me. I thank God and my family, the legacy, what I'm fighting for. And before I turn the light off, I said, God, thanks again for another day. Not everybody lives to see another day.
I love that you said it that way because life hasn't been an easy place for me. Like 6 weeks ago, I just had my cervical spine fused, my 254th surgery, which is.
Oh, 254.
Hey, and I worked through all this, bro. Look at, bro, my scar's still fresh on my neck. But you lay down, you stay down. Your father used to love to say that. He said, "You lay down, you stay down." I'll admit I stole that saying from a lot of fighters, but it's true. You lay down, you stay down. You know, people ask me, Don, how can you do a show? Well, I'd rather do a show than sit in bed and cry about and lick my wounds. You know, I'd rather get up and share you. Life isn't about you. It's about what you give to others. That's the beauty
Yes.
of life, you
Yes.
know. And
Yes.
that's what my show is, man. That's why it's the original fighter's voice, not Don Mcguire's voice. And that's why I don't share stuff that everybody already knows because they already know it. What I want to do is give them an opportunity to meet the man that became the legend. And that's what we do. You know, that's what we did tonight. It's just like a phone call that everybody gets to listen to, but it's
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah.
It's so
That's how
chill.
it
And
feels. That's how it feels.
it's like you were like, damn, man, we already been on an hour. Well, we've already been on an hour and 42 minutes, you know?
Genuine, organic.
Yeah, well, it's got to be that way. You know, I don't have no papers around me. All I have is I'm watching what people say right here and a pen. That's it, bro. If it doesn't come from here, then it ain't real. My brother, I'm going to hand you a mic. If you have any friends or family, any social media sites or any sponsors you want to give a shout out to, or just anything else you'd like to add to the show, the floor is yours, champ.
No, I appreciate this, Don. It's one, one of the organic interviews that I've had. I felt at home. Um, life's a fight, man. You never stop fighting until you're gone. Keep pushing. Anything's possible. Um, to the people that are watching, hey, it's still macho time. I'm here to keep the legacy going. And what can I say? Have a good night, everybody. It's still macho time.
Hey, bro. I don't know how spiritual you are. You spiritual?
Yes, I am.
You want to say a prayer? Or you want me to say a prayer?
You can say a prayer.
All right. Dear Lord, I ask that you look over Hector and his family. Lord, I ask that you give him a vision on the path that he's supposed to be on. I ask that you know, bring down some of the hatred in the world and show others like myself and Hector other ways to reach people and bring the communities together and to share love, not hate. I ask that you look over Hector and his family and protect them there down in Texas where, life isn't so, wild and keep them under your shield, Lord. I ask that protect the people in his life and on his walk, Lord. I ask that come in and save the world and give us another opportunity to make you proud and don't bring the end days, Lord. I ask that you give us the opportunity to rise up and become real humans again and to share the love and compassion that you taught us to give to each other. With that being said, I ask that you lay your hands on Hector, Lord, and bless him and his family. In Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
I mean, hey, Don, my pleasure. Anytime you need me on, just ring the bell. I'm here.
Hey, brother.
Thank you.
Two-way street. You got my number. All you got to do is call me, brother. I love you. God bless you.
Love you too,
Oh,
brother.
one last thing. Chris Shaggy Gonzalez, BYB Extreme Fighting Series, September 21st, Denver, Colorado at the Stockyards. And then a brother of ours, Mr. Christian Smith, a ring announcer in boxing. He says, I am Team Camacho. He's the
That's
only white boy that can speak Spanish just like
and good. And good. Hey,
it.
that's a good
Yeah.
brother. I seen him rehearse before he worked that night ring announcement, and the passion he had. Oh man, I stood there watching. I was like, wow, I was impressed. Like, wow, he really gets into it. Hey, Chris, a good guy, man. I gotta visit.
He
He's
been,
close to San Antonio. I gotta visit him soon.
yeah, he been on here before.
Good guy, man. Good guy.
Yeah,
Solid, real
yeah,
brother. He still
brother.
he be in contact with me. He still text me here and there. Yeah, I appreciate him.
He's a real good dude. Hey,
Yeah,
brother,
yeah, he is. He is.
much love, bro. I love you. God bless you. And I can't wait till the next time you come on my show.
Don, I'll be seeing you soon, December. Congratulations.
All right, brother. I'll see you soon.
Macho time.
God bless. Man, I know tonight wasn't the greatest show in the world. I'm not feeling the best in the world, but you know what? If I give my word, I'm going to make it happen. My shows are generally better than this, but when you get an opportunity with someone like Hector Camacho, you run with it. The show was supposed to be at 8 o'clock. You still had to spar. They got started late. But to have somebody like him on my show that is from the golden era, his father was from the golden era. It's just an awesome opportunity to be able to share these people. And Ramirez Boxing, I want to thank you. You seem to be cool, man. Reach out to me in my inbox, man. Maybe we can hook something up. I'll bring your fighters on the show too. I just like sharing people. I just really love sharing people, especially this lady right here. She's been on my show, but she's the greatest woman, greatest sister, greatest aspect of boxing I know. I love you, Shell. I truly do. You have a good night, sweetheart. With that being said, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I'm hurting, like I said, but if you lay down, you stay down, and I don't play that. With that being said, have a good night. God bless.